everyone, and that Hamas would never, in a million years, it would be crazy, right, for them to attack such a place in such a ballsy fashion. So I was outside. I asked a couple guys, when was the last time that the sirens were heard in Jerusalem? And they said never. Turns out it was 1945. And then asked where the shelter was, the bomb shelter, air raid shelter, and it turns out it's like right across the street. It's like 2 steps away, and so we were standing in front of it, but we couldn't get in because it was padlocked. So everyone ran back inside, and I just started crying violently and hyperventilating, and I didn't know what to do, and Shabbat had already started. So I freaked out a lot. And I popped my computer on and I set the news to auto update so I could watch what was happening. And indeed, rockets were fired at Jerusalem. They landed about 8 miles away. When we were standing in front of the shelter, when the siren was going off, you could hear the 2 booms. Like it was like the air was like vibrating. It like I can't even I don't even know how to describe it. So I did what any normal person would do. I looked in the fridge and I discovered I had a gluten-free beer. So I cracked open a beer, had some beer, cried a lot, and then I fell asleep. Woke up about an hour later, and my friend Amanda was coming to check on me. So I thank her a lot for that. And came back inside, checked the news. Found out things were still going crazy. More troops being called in. More rockets being fired. The Iron Dome just doing its thing. Thank God for the Iron Dome. We could use a couple more of those probably. Maybe one like right next to Jerusalem. And then went back to sleep. And I slept most of Shabbat. I spent quite a bit of time watching the news update. Really, really freaked out a little bit, kind of sort of by Hamas's promises of more surprises, including pushing for more suicide bombers. So if there's any way that Jerusalem has been attacked in the past that has been incredibly effective in expressing terror and in the hearts of Jerusalemites, it's been through suicide bombings at coffee shops and pizza places and buses and all that good kind of stuff. So I think that there's going to be a serious sense of tension and protection going on in Jerusalem until this whole thing is just, the kibosh is put on it. The interesting thing, despite this being probably the most horrifying thing in my life that's ever happened to me, I have no desire to leave. I was just talking to my dad on the phone, sort of keeping him up to date on everything and letting him know what's going on. And, it's weird how I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people here who are ready to just pack up and, move on to greener, less scary pastures. And, I am a firm believer that everything is from Hashem. And if this is the way things are supposed to go, then this is the way things are supposed to go. And Baruch Hashem, thank God that I'm here in Jerusalem, because God forbid if this is the end of it all. It's the place to be, right? So I'm probably going to be posting a lot of video blogs just because I'm in a high tense position right now because of the volunteer work I'm doing. And just because, I've been here, it's been a month now, and this has happened, and it's the first time this has happened. Air raid sirens have been sort of a perhaps expected thing since the 1940s. When this was a very, very different place. So, with that said, I'm alive, I'm safe, I'm starving because the thing that I made for lunch, since I kind of slept a lot, it burnt in the crock pot. So I ate hummus and crackers. So, gotta go get a nash, go to a meeting, and keep on living life.